Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Costanza, a podcast about something. I'm your host, Joe Costanza. This is episode 44. Jake is sadly not here, so this is going to be a short crowd today. I got Stefan and Jay Gooden with me right now. At least Stefan. I think Jay Gooden had to do something real quick. But, yeah. So, thank you both for joining. We got a lot to talk about today, so there's going to be... what do I want to discuss first? I guess, to kill time, Stefan, why don't you introduce yourself since it's been a bit?
Hold on, let me go downstairs.
Okay. But thank you all for joining and stopping by. Greatly appreciate you, and the two viewers that are watching right now. I hope you guys are doing very well. This week's been kind of okay, I'd say. Like, it's but I'm managing. I'm doing alright. So,
Yeah. Alright, so my name is Stefan. I usually show up here on Joe's podcast and streams and stuff. Yeah, so we pretty much talk about, like, podcasts and stuff. I'm very known for, like, Mario Kart and stuff, so, yeah, that's pretty much it. You'll usually see me on, like, the Mario Kart live streams and stuff mostly, so yeah, glad to be here.
Great to have you. So, I guess we could start off with a trailer that came out recently. Since I didn't discuss it, I actually did a podcast before, like 2 days before this came out. I will be talking about the second trailer for Fantastic Four: First Steps. So, I don't. Whoa, shit! Whoa! So I don't know if Stefan's seen the trailer. I don't think I sent it to him, but...
Oh, no, not yet.
I can give you... do you want me to send it to you now, or do you want me to just talk about it?
No, you can send it to me now, I'll watch it. So it's another Fantastic Four thing? Yeah, Steps, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. So,
You going to send it through Discord?
I'm sending it through, I texted it to you. Actually, wait.
Joe, we're good.
Okay. Hi, Jay Gooden.
We're good.
So, actually, let me get the Q&A set up. So, Jay, while Stefan's talking about this, or watching it, what did you think about the Fantastic Four trailer that came out?
Interesting. I gotta go say I love Pedro Pascal a whole lot more as an actor, especially after watching Last of Us.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah, right. And of course with all the commercials that he's in, especially with the Corona commercial and stuff. And he's just an overall great actor. I really feel he's gonna go shine a whole lot more as Mr. Fantastic with this movie. Seeing what I saw with Silver Surfer and whatnot, I think that this is giving me Rise of the Silver Surfer vibes. At the same time, trying to introduce everyone to Galactus and what's gonna come through.
Yeah.
I still feel like Galactus and Silver Surfer, they're coming in so early. It just feels early. I really feel like y'all should have developed the superhero family a whole lot first. And try to get out the way of what they're capable of doing. But maybe we see a pivot from them fighting smaller baddies and learn how to become more of a team after coming out from outer space as astronauts with super powers. So maybe we pivot from that to eventually get into the nitty gritty meaty stuff. So maybe this might just be two films in one. Fantastic Four wise, lore wise.
Yeah.
Because
I do agree, and also, I mean, when you say Rise of Silver Surfer vibes, I mean, that's kind of that is kind of the vibe. So, I mean, Galactus does show up, and Silver Surfer is a girl in here, but still, is in the movie. So yeah, it's kind of I still find it weird that Galactus shows up in the. Let me turn the music down a little bit. By the way, Chad, is audio good? Let me know. But yeah, it feels very weird that Galactus is in this first movie and Doctor Doom hasn't even been introduced yet. So
yeah.
And I gotta say, I do like the 60s vibe of the Fantastic Four. Maybe it's just like, it reminds me a bit of WandaVision mixed with a little bit of the first Avenger, where it's like literally like back in time stuff. Well, actually, WandaVision was different, but still, like I like that whole 60s vibe to it. Like it feels like you're in that area, like you're in that decade, and these are like the heroes of New York and stuff, because apparently this is not in the MCU. This is like a totally different universe from what I've heard.
Oh, we definitely won't go get into that.
Yeah.
And,
we'll get...
I think we can pivot that also to what we may also talk about later in the pod, if it is a topic. But
it is.
Yeah, I definitely will cement that argument, and I totally agree with you with it taking place in a different universe, and I actually do like it that it does take place in a different Earth. Let's just say.
Yeah, because if it did take place in the actual MCU universe, it would make zero sense. So I'm happy that this is like, I'm happy that this is like taking place in a different universe. Even though I'm sick of the multiverse, I'm happy this is actually taking place in another universe.
Heck yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense though, because it being in the 1960s, I mean, they already passed that point a long time ago with the current MCU. So, like, you know, where are they just gonna have like some super soldier serum where they can't age, and then we finally meet them like 50 years, 60 years later? Nah. Like, yeah, I had a feeling that this was always gonna be the case, especially with Robert Downey Jr. Being Doctor Doom now. It would definitely follow suit if he was Doctor Doom in that Earth or in that timeline. So yeah, maybe it will also open up other characters from that timeline. I mean, the 1960s was a very radical time, or tubular time, or I don't know, groovy time. I don't know of Marvel. So they can probably like showcase like other superheroes and supervillains, you know, in this movie, or like at least give like some info, like some drop info on like, you know, who the bad guys are in that timeline, or who the good guys are in that timeline. So, and what that timeline has also been from. So that can be like another thing that they may add to this Fantastic Four. So there's a lot of endless possibilities of what they can do with this, and I really feel like this being like kind of like a fresh step. I wouldn't even say a first step. I'll say this more of a fresh step, because this is kind of like we're going into this side of Marvel, or at least this part of Marvel from this timeline. It can be a fresh step to many other things. So Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, that's already a fresh step. You know what I'm saying? So new mask, same task, type of ideal.
Yeah.
Right, and Silver Surfer getting the female treatment. You know, I'm not complaining about it. Like, I don't really care too much about the gender swap, because from what I watched from this trailer, it didn't really bother me. I didn't even.
I mean, I am a little annoyed, but that's just because
really
I'm just used to I'm just used to Silver Surfer being a dude, and the fact that this is like the Fantastic Four's MCU debut, it just feels like, I'm not saying they're like taskmastering Silver Surfer, but it feels like it's like, really? I mean, I get it, it's the multiverse and Silver Surfer could show up again in some way, but it's just like, was that really necessary? But that it's like, whatever, you know, like it doesn't even matter. It doesn't take me out of the film or anything. It's just like, I don't know if that was the right approach, but I'm not too upset. It's just more of like it could have been a little better, but this is fine.
I feel you on that, because ever since they did the whole gender swap with Taskmaster, I feel like anything's possible. Anybody can be like a male or female in this MCU.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
Silver Surfer just happened to get that treatment. But like, as long as it delivers, unlike Taskmaster from freaking Black Widow, I'm looking at you.
Yep.
As long as it delivers, character-wise and lore-wise, we shouldn't have an issue.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have an issue. This kind of also reminds me, even before the whole Taskmaster debacle with the whole gender swap thing. I would even say this, like, you know, like I mean, we've been complaining about, like, remember we had like Daredevil and Elektra from like the 2000s, where Kingpin was black. If I recall correctly.
Yeah, the one with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, I didn't really have a lot of problems for it. I knew that the actor was, like, you know, kind of like he was trying to like side with the fans. Like, he understands, like, you know, Kingpin is a white character, but it's black in this one. You know, it's the artist representation. It's a director's approach.
I mean, as long
They
as
want
you
to
do it.
Yeah.
It would be it would be funny if,
Yeah.
like, in like one of the movies, they either turn from like white to black or black to white, or if the woman turns into a man by the end of the movie, they just do a character swap right in the middle of the end of the movie. It's like, yeah, we got what we wanted.
That would be very weird, but honestly, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
Depending on what it is.
It just turns into like the old school Silver Surfer. Yeah, we got what we wanted.
But
So yeah. So basically, I'm just gonna go say, like, you know, like even back then in those days in the 2000s, like, you know, like there was always criticism with, like, being, like, very comic accurate with the characters that they portray in the big screen. So yeah. So I feel like Silver Surfer is, like, in that line. But no, as long as the character delivers, we should be okay.
Am I the only one? I think I said this in another podcast, but am I the only one that thinks Robert Downey Jr. is a weird choice for Doctor Doom?
oh yeah, it totally is, because like he was Iron Man for a whole decade, and then he spoilers, Iron Man dies in Endgame, and then years later he practically comes back as Doctor Doom after the whole Jonathan Majors situation, which Kang was supposed to be the villain, but they decided nah, because of the whole, like, court case that Majors had with his ex, we're just gonna drop Kang entirely. They practically did this, like, last minute sort of, and they just decided, you know what, let's just not do Kang anymore. Let's just shoehorn Doctor Doom in right before the Fantastic Four show up, and let's put fucking Galactus in this movie. So, like, it's just like, what? What the fuck are you doing?
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Doctor Doom supposed to be black instead of white?
No. Is he?
I thought he was. Wasn't he?
I don't think so, because they've, like, the previous actors have all been white, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Oh, because I think I watched a rap battle or something where the person who played Doctor Doom, I think, was black. So yeah, that was like my first introduction to Doctor Doom.
I have no.
But
maybe there was like a voice actor that was black that played Doctor Doom, but that besides that, like, I'm pretty sure all of them have been white. So
yeah, maybe. Also, it's weird seeing Robert Downey Jr. play someone that isn't Iron Man. Like, if you're going to come back as Iron Man. What's the point of being Doctor Doom?
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. It's like,
that's what I thought they were gonna do.
The only thing the reason why this all makes sense now is because of the fact that I do remember that there was a comic where, like, you know, there was Doctor Doom and Iron Man where they swap places. I remember that was kind of like a Marvel What If type of scenario, but that also happened in a different universe. So where, like, you know, Tony Stark is actually Doctor Doom and whatnot. It's kind of different, but if they're kind of like hitting that type of unique angle with this approach, I think that's what they're trying to, like, go for. But just in a sense where it's like, this is a universe where what is and always was Doctor Doom. You know, other than that, I mean, like, I'm with Stefan. Like, I really feel like the choice was kind of weird because like the final Avengers movie that he was in. I mean, like, you know, we all remember at the very end where all the actors, actresses, like, they signed off with their signatures, as if this was like, this is it. Like, thank you for everything. we appreciate the service. Like we out. You know what I'm saying? All those movies, we did this for the fans. We out. This is it. It's over. And now, and now, Robert Downey Jr. He's back. Chris Evans kind of did the same thing. Think about it with Deadpool and Wolverine. Now he's back.
Yeah, but that was more like a cameo. This is a full-on like Thanos issue.
Yeah,
if they're gonna go the Infinity War Endgame route, Doctor Doom is practically the main character in Doomsday. So yeah, it's gonna be very weird.
And it's going to be like now where we rooted for Robert Downey Jr. in Endgame, but now we want to see him fail as Doctor Doom. It's weird.
Yeah,
I guess you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Exactly.
Oh, Steph, on the end. Well, I like what you just did though.
But also, back onto the Fantastic Four. Stefan, what did you think of the trailer? If you've seen it.
Honestly, I just saw it. It was pretty good. It seemed like the Fantastic Four is taking place in the 1960s, and they're all thanking Fantastic Four for what they did. And now I guess I got to go into space and fight Silver Surfer.
Yeah, because if you don't know about Galactus, he's practically a planet eater, and for some reason Silver Surfer is practically warning planet Earth and more specifically the Fantastic Four that your planet is fucked. Like you guys are gonna die. So they have to practically stop Galactus, who's trying to kill the whole universe. Like not the whole universe, to kill the planet. And practically destroy it, and the press and everybody are freaking out, like, are we safe? And even Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, is like, I don't know, dude. We might be fucked. So, I'm interested in seeing how they'll go with this, because seeing the second trailer, it honestly got me a little more hyped for the movie, because I'm just like, wow, this might end up with them losing. Because
maybe kind of like Infinity War. Also, it seems like the Thing is the favorite character in the entire group based off of the trailer. Also, I remember watching the Fantastic Four movie. I think from 2004, 2005. Didn't the woman have black hair or brown hair instead of blonde? I know it's not a big thing, but still, it just feels weird.
I don't think she had black hair. Like, Jessica Alba herself had black hair, but I don't think her Invisible Woman did. Unless I'm wrong.
She was always blonde in every movie.
I think I gotta search it up because I'm pretty sure she did have blonde hair. She did.
Oh, she did? Okay. Yeah. So there was the Invisible Woman. There was the guy that can stretch his arms long, right?
Mr.
And
Fantastic.
The Thing, who's
Mr. Fantastic.
yeah, and the Thing, who's pretty much like the Orange Hulk. Who's the other one? The smart guy?
The Human Torch. The Human Torch is not the smart guy. He's
doesn't he go on fire?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, now I'm remembering everything. So you have Mr. Fantastic, who does the inflatable arm things, the stretch arm things. You have the woman that's invisible, the guy that goes on fire, and you have the Thing. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that, big prediction moment, I think this is going to end with the Fantastic Four trying their best to hold off Galactus as best as they can, but they're going to have to end up evacuating and practically leaving the world behind because there's, literally no hope, which I think is a more ballsy move than them saving the day, because, we know eventually they're going to come into the MCU, and they're going to, fight off Doctor Doom. I don't know if Doctor Doom's going to come from this universe, or if it's from, a different point in, the multiverse, but something's definitely going to happen to cause them to, drift towards the MCU. So what I predict is this world is going to get destroyed by Galactus. They have to evacuate, and then they find, some sort of multiversal bullshit, and that leads him directly to the MCU, which would probably make the most sense. But I mean, however they do it, I just hope the movie's good, because it does look really good, and I'm hoping that this is literally their final straw for the Fantastic Four. If they don't do this right after 2 attempts, they're fucked, because the the one from 2015 was actual dog shit, and as much as people love to hold on to the nostalgia as much as they could, the other two Fantastic Four movies are not good. I hate to say, but they're like the ones with Chris Evans, they're not good.
Even the one from 2004, 2005?
I don't remember that one being good. Like, the Rise of the Silver Surfer definitely wasn't good because of how they treated Galactus and all that shit. Like, I feel like it was like a poorly attempted shot at the Fantastic Four. Maybe I gotta rewatch the movies, but I just didn't really care for them. This one has to be good, especially since it's their introduction in arguably the biggest universe of all time. So
it's pretty much their origin story.
not exactly. It's just like it's kind of like Spider-Man: Homecoming for the Fantastic Four. Like, we know their origin story, and they even said in the trailer, like, you know how it goes, because I mean, we practically do know. We had like three versions actually with them, so they have to get this right, because I mean, they did Homecoming right without having Peter have an origin story, so they might do this right if they don't have an origin story with the Fantastic Four.
Right.
So we'll have to see, but I think it'll be good. I just hope it won't like ruin anything at all. So I guess I could talk about this. I'll go the Star Wars route a little bit. So they had a Star Wars celebration recently, and they've announced a few shows. There's one with Asajj Ventress and Cad Bane. I think it's out May the 4th. I forget what it's called, but there's something that caught my eye. Darth Maul is having a show called Maul Shadow Lord. So cool. I mean,
cool.
I mean, Jay, what did you think of this? If you've heard of it,
Now this is new to me. I never heard of this, but like, isn't Darth Maul like dead?
Yeah, he is dead.
Yeah,
It might be his origins, maybe.
I could see that, but I feel like it seems like why? You know, like why are you doing a Maul story now?
But then again, it's Star Wars. Look at Palpatine. He died so many times in so many different movies, and he came back.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, well, same with Darth Maul. He came back like twice, but still, it's like, how many more stories do you have to tell with him? Like, it's like, what? But I mean,
at the end of the day, it's Disney and Star Wars, so they're gonna do what they have to do to make money,
I guess. And speaking of returning characters, I think we all saw this coming, especially if you've seen the first season, but Hayden Christensen is confirmed to return as Anakin in Ahsoka season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not really surprising because he was part of the best episode in season 2, but in season 1. But like, I mean, if it has to do with his apprentice Ahsoka, you kind of have to have Anakin in the show, and
right?
He's like the center stage of Star Wars, so like it definitely makes sense why he'd be in the show. In what capacity? I don't know. Maybe it'll be kind of similar to how it was in season 1, but I mean, cool. I'm cool with Anakin,
right. Yeah, I don't know why like these corporations always think that we want to have spin-offs of side characters. Like, I understand one thing if they're popular, but most of the time they just say, oh, let's make a spin-off of side characters. Here you go.
Yeah, I agree. But well, Anakin's not a side character, but still, like it does seem very weird.
No, but you mentioned the possibility of making a show or a movie about Anakin's apprentice or whoever.
Ahsoka,
that's why I made that comment.
that's they actually did do that. So.
Wait, they did?
Yeah,
that proves my point. So yeah.
Yeah.
Like nobody asked for it, and meanwhile Disney and Star Wars is just like, here you go, here's another show, here's another movie about a character you really didn't care for.
A lot of people cared for Ahsoka, but I do agree on the fact that like not many people wanted an Ahsoka show, because I mean, she did appear in The Mandalorian, and she also was front and center in Clone Wars. I guess we wanted to see, and also Rebels, but I feel like Ahsoka was more of like the needed shows. I feel like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Boba Fett especially were kind of like the fan requested shows, because Boba Fett was so popular. I think he's overrated as fuck. But like him and Kenobi, people have been wanting shows about those two for a long time, but Ahsoka kind of needed one, if that makes sense. And like I guess the shows that really didn't need to happen, like Andor or Ahsoka, those are like the good ones, and The Mandalorian as well. And the ones that people wanted, like Obi-Wan and Boba Fett, they weren't as good. So I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that's kind of how I interpret it. But yeah, you know, I think it could be good.
Okay.
And I guess going back on the Marvel train, there's been some issues with Jeremy Renner. Apparently, Hawkeye was supposed to get a season 2, and I still think it might happen. But the thing is, Jeremy Renner has been going through, like, as you all know, he had an accident in late 2023 with, like, he got ran over by a snowplow machine, I think. And
Yeah, I heard.
most of his bones broke, and he had to be, like, in, like, intensive care for, like, I think, like, a year, maybe? Like, he had to... Yeah, he had to be in, like, the hospital and stuff. He had to practically... He had to do physical therapy and practically learn how to walk again for, like, all of 2023, and I think some of 24 as well. So, apparently, so I want to put this into perspective for people who don't know much about Hawkeye. Hawkeye was one of the original 6 Avengers in the all the way back in 2012 when the MCU was still a baby. And Hawkeye is still one of the last few Avengers left, besides Thor and the Hulk. So, I mean, I know he's not as popular as those two are, but the fact is, you should give a lot of money to somebody like that. Like, if you want, like, Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth in your movie, they're definitely gonna get paid a lot. And normally I'm kind of like calling Hollywood celebrities like kind of like a bit like self-centered and stuff, but I feel like, especially since all that Renner's been going through, I feel like he doesn't deserve to get half his salary cut in season 2 of Hawkeye. Like, I get it, he's not the main character anymore. It's Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop, but come on, dude, really? Are you really gonna, like, cut half his salary because he's not the main character? Like,
Yeah. Talk about kicking someone while they're down. They got most of their bones broken. Hey, let's cut your salary.
Exactly. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, did you do that with Harrison Ford in, like, the fucking Star Wars sequels? No, you gave him, like, the highest amount of money. I didn't even think Mark Hamill got more money than fucking Daisy Ridley did. So it's like, why would you do that to, like, the Star Wars actors, but not somebody like Jeremy Renner? Like,
is the MCU fan base toxic, like the Star Wars
oh,
community?
absolutely.
No?
But I'd say this is
Okay.
one of, like, their most valuable, like, it's one of the more fair reasons to complain, because, like I said, Hawkeye's one of the 6 original Avengers. If it was somebody like Rhodey, like, or like the Falcon dude from Brave New World, not Sam Wilson, but the other guy. If it was somebody like that, I'd be like, all right, like, it's still a dick move, but it makes sense. But Hawkeye, like, that's like cutting Tom Holland's pay because he's not front and center in, like, Avengers Doomsday or something like that. It makes no sense to me, you know? And the show is literally titled Hawkeye. It should be him front and center. So, like, come on.
Right.
Well, if you think about it, if you know your video game logic, Legend of Zelda doesn't have Link's name in it. It has Zelda, so there you go. I mean, it's weird, but it's just how the Legend of Zelda always was. So I guess it's the same thing.
It's has something to do with the lore. So that's what it is. I mean, like, yeah, Link is like pretty much like the link to the Triforce and the link to like the battle between Ganon and Zelda. So yeah, it has I guess I would say double entendres or like just I like deep layers to it. But like yeah, I mean Link. Lore wise and I guess game release wise, I mean, Link has been featured in the title, like Adventure of Link 1988, which is a great game on NES, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening and whatnot, a Link to the Past. But I digress. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
But staying on the Marvel train for a little bit, Avengers Doomsday is starting to get filmed right now. I think it is actually. I can't remember when the first day was. I think it was yesterday. No, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday, one of the 2 days. So yeah, Avengers Doomsday is out. This is sort of like a warning slash like it's more of a warning to the fan base. Please don't look at leaks online and definitely don't believe them, because this movie is going to get leaked to death. There are already some stuff out involving like characters we did not know were showing up, but we had suspicions of them showing up. And no, none of these characters except for Anthony Mackie is confirmed to return. Like Tom Holland's probably not in the film. I hope to God She-Hulk's not in it, but yeah, none of these characters are in it. I just had to find a picture to do for the podcast today, but so yeah, Doomsday's out. Doomsday's filming. It's coming out in a year. Actually, a year. Like I think exactly a year. So it's coming out pretty soon. Which there have been some talks about, like, is this a wise idea for them to be starting to film this closely? Because for those who don't know, Avengers Endgame got filmed in like August of 2017, and I think they filmed that and Infinity War back to back. So I don't know why they're doing this close, and especially with like a shit ton of CGI. Like there's gonna be like I assume a Hulk is gonna show up, and I assume that like there's gonna be a lot of CGI action and stuff, and the Thing is gonna be in the movie. Like, are you seriously gonna tell me that like they're gonna take a goddamn year to make this? Like I'd understand something like Brave New World or like Thunderbolts or something got like filmed in a year, but this needs to take like a year and a half to get made. It's a fucking Avengers film. It should take about as long as it needs to. Like push it back like they're doing with Spider-Verse. I don't care as long as it's good. It has to be really good.
Well, we all know the reason why Spider-Verse is being delayed is because Shanique Moore is playing around too much and wants to get involved with the actor that's playing Mary Jane.
That's a reason.
We all know why that's delayed.
That's a reason, but not the reason. I think the reason is because like the animators like can't catch a break. I think like there's multiple reasons as to why, but they just want to make it good. And like it's the same thing with like GTA 6 getting delayed to 2026. If you have to delay it to like make changes or like update CGI or make it better, go ahead and do that. I don't think the fans would complain.
You're better off delaying stuff and making it good than just pushing it out and it having bugs and glitches and it being difficult and you having to put out patches later. Just make the game good and delay it.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with the movie. Like, if the CGI looks like ass cheeks, don't release it until it's good. Because the Thanos CGI...
Can you imagine if the Sonic movie initially they didn't change Sonic's design and they just pushed it out with the original design? You gotta wait for things to happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But, like, Thanos' CGI, especially in Infinity War, is, like, up there with Gollum and, what's his name, Davy Jones from Pirates as some of the best CGI I've ever seen. That's, like, because they took their time with it. They, like, really, like, they took their time with it. They polished it up. They made it as good as it got, and it was very, very good. And especially since Thanos was the main character, it had to be good. If it looked like shit, like some fucking amazing Bulk or like Justice League type of fucking CGI, people probably wouldn't like it as much as they do now. So
Yeah.
like, you gotta get your CGI. Like, people like to complain about CGI all the time. They did it with a Fantastic Four. Like, oh, why is the Thing CGI and shit like that? And like, it's like all green screen and shit like that. Which, like, yeah, the green screen does get a little annoying. But are you seriously wanting a fucking practical Thing? Or like,
Exactly.
do you actually want to
action
set
thing.
the guy that plays this Human Torch on fire? Like, come
Dwayne
on.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson is going to end up playing the Thing if it's a live action.
Oh yeah, that's totally gonna happen. That'll totally happen.
They're going to make him muscular. They're going to paint him orange, and they're just going to make him the Thing. Here, you're the Thing.
It's like Lou Ferrigno with the Hulk.
Yeah. But except for being the Thing, it's just going to be Dwayne the Rock Johnson in orange.
He doesn't even have rocks on. It's just like fucking like it's just Dwayne in orange. That would totally happen if he took over. Marvel.
It makes sense though. He's the Rock. You got to put rocks on him.
It does. That'd be so funny if it was like an SNL skit where Dwayne dresses up as the Thing, but there's just like there's like orange rocks taped over him. That'd be funny.
Yeah, like it's like cheap like rocks put onto him. It's like taped. Pretty much, yeah. But the moral of the story is good things happen to people that wait. Unless it's Snow White. That movie took 2 years delayed, and it was still, what I heard, still pretty brutal.
Yeah. I guess moving on before we talk about the big movie that is like literally the first thing on the thumbnail. Jay, you've seen Sinners, right?
Yeah, I've seen Sinners.
Do you want to talk about that?
It was pretty good. It was interesting. It kind of felt like a 1930s film, like with the whole backdrop and aesthetic, and just with everything coming into the mix. I really thought it was gonna be like someone like kind of like a gangster movie, at first, but then I find out quickly it's pretty much like 3 movies in one. It's somewhat of a gangster film at the very beginning, and then it was about music at the middle of the movie itself, and then like later on in this late climax to end, it became like its own like horror feature, and so why Sinners is fully implied. So it was kind of like a very unique mix of black culture and music behind it, and just with like zombies and sinful ways coming into life, and people just understanding, or probably not even understanding, like how voodoo. I guess I wouldn't say voodoo was kind of like it kind of felt like voodoo, but it felt like it was like a very interesting take on demonism and zombieism at the same time. So, I would keep it short with this one. It's a great film. It was a sleeper hit in my opinion. It was something that like that will definitely catch you off guard if you're just trying to see what's this movie about and what makes it so special. So. I think that this is something that you can like take your friends to, just to like scare them a little bit after like the build up. That's what that kind of felt like, and it definitely does deliver in its promise overall. So yeah, I would say it's a great film. I don't want to go spoil anything. That's why I'm kind of like keeping it a little niche, but yeah, I would say go check it out. It starts off as innocent and as historic at first. And then you get into like the groove of it with like the music and jazz and whatnot, and like and the historic piece with music and history in itself. But other than that, it starts to like go out with like a really serious bang and a very big M. Night Shyamalan type of twist. I would say that. So yeah, I would definitely say it. I'll probably give like a 9 out of 10. Like no spoilers, like 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is also directed by Ryan Coogler, the guy who made Creed and Black Panther. Where would you rank this among his films?
This is another high bar for him. So it definitely would fill it can potentially fill in with those shoes. More of a Creed type of thing. Black Panther is probably going to be like his number one. Oh yeah, but I'll definitely put this with Creed. You know, like side to side.
I ironically I think Creed is his best film still. Like
Yeah.
I mean, Black Panther's good, but I still think Creed is like the best one that he's made.
Mm.
So like I might go see this because I do plan on seeing Mission Impossible and like more movies other than that this year because like there really hasn't been anything interesting out this year. Like like Minecraft was a huge meme. Brave New World was a huge joke, and Snow White was bad. But I'm just like, what fucking movies are out that I'm interested in? Like Thunderbolts, the Thunderbolts got lucky, and I was kind of eyeballing this one. I'm like, do I want to see this? I like Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler's okay, but I'm just like, do I want to see this? But like more and more people have been saying it's amazing, but I guess I'll check it out if I have like absolutely nothing to do. And for those who don't know, I'm fucking busy as shit right now. So, but yeah, it's cool that you liked it. I'm happy you did.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Go check it out. It definitely will. It will definitely will satisfy you in the most surprising way. I would say that. It's not nothing that will just like you're expected to like see this and that. No, it's not like that at all. It's something that's gonna like have like its shock value, and show you that like okay like this film can start off the way how it starts off, innocent, probably guilty in certain aspects, well character wise maybe, but other than that like it will definitely like it will definitely bring everything full circle to the point where it's like, damn, this really freaking happened, or this is freaking happening. Yeah. So it's like that. Yeah.
I guess just moving on to back to the Marvel train. So we are going to be talking about the newest and surprisingly good movie in the MCU. Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad, Thunderbolts. Before I get started with my side of the review, I just want to say there are no spoilers in this section. There will be spoilers, and you will see a spoiler tag for it. If you want to see the movie and you have not and you don't want to get spoiled, I'll give you a fresh warning once that practically when that's when we get to that. But this is the non-spoiler talk for this right now, and I guess I'll start off by saying Marvel, like, it's no secret, especially if you've been watching the podcast for a long time. There's no secret about how I feel about modern day MCU. I think it's been mostly misses, but with a few hits here and there, like some of them being like Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and even some shows like X-Men 97, Loki, and Daredevil Born Again. But there have not really been many movies that have interested me, because like Black Widow was mid at most. I didn't like Eternals. Love and Thunder was shit, and I thought like slowly as we got to the slowly as we got to the MCU's next Avengers movie, I just stopped caring less and less. And when I found out about the Thunderbolts and found out about the original team, I thought this was going to be another heaping pile of shit. However, I went into this movie, and I gotta say, I thought it was really damn good. Like, I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. Because I did hear good things about it, like, oh wow, it's like, it's a cliche now, but the best MCU movie since Endgame, bullshit. But,
that's just hype train. Hype train. Oh,
yeah, heavy hype train, but, I gotta say, like, it surprised me of how good it was, because these characters besides Bucky are like C to B tier characters, like characters that I think should have been one and dones. I mean, Yelena's pretty cool. I didn't expect to see Red Guardian again. John Walker, I mean, he was great in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I thought he was going to be a one and done thing. Taskmaster, don't even get me fucking started with Taskmaster. And Ghost, we haven't seen or heard from her since Ant-Man. So, like, I was very surprised to see her. And also welcome Derpy Entertainment. As a non-Marvel glazing fan, it was good, but not Endgame. It was slightly better than Cap 4 with a weak ending. Yeah, I could agree with that. And Jay, what did you think of it?
I just want to go say like this is I would say this is a high bar for me on this one. It wasn't your typical MCU fight and flash fest that we're so used to seeing. It did have its good, unique, peak fighting moments, and also with the character development, it was kind of like it was kind of fast paced, with the character development and whatnot. But we only see like glimpses of what the characters are, what they've been through with their own traumas, as to why they are the person that they are. So, but I like to go say like the main bad guy, he was freaking clutch, man. He was absolutely freaking clutch, in more ways than one, and both sides. I would say this. I want to go say that anyone who's dealing with like a dark mental state on time to time, so kind of like mild depression or whatnot, or just have anxieties, you would definitely feel home with this movie because of the message that it tells you. I too was at a dark place several times in my life, and even now. And just the fact that you're not alone, that you can have friends and you can have families by your side to go help you out in any situation that you're in. That's the type of message that this movie actually speaks and volumes. And this is why I rated such a high bar, because they went away from MCU cliche into telling you something that will deliver something that's very home to you, with how you're feeling, and with the skeletons in your closet and the deep dark past that you might have, and even with the anxieties and type of depression that you may be dealing with currently. It will relate to you on that regard. And I'm going to admit that I shed a tear because I was feeling pretty down in my life for a while now, and the fact that I can soak in with what the main bad guy is going through, and all the manipulations and traumas that he deals with in this film. I'm keeping it spoiler free. I would definitely say that like he hits home and is so relatable to an audience that will deal with said issues so much that I really feel like he was the strongest character in this whole entire film. Absolutely, hands down.
Yeah.
Everyone else is filler. He was the main star of all of that.
Which one are you talking about again?
I don't want to give him the spoilers.
Oh yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, all right.
He was the main star of all of that.
Let's refer to him by his like actual name, Bob. So like I think that's who you're referring to, right, Bob?
We can say Bob. We can say Bob.
Yeah.
Bob is 100% 10 out of 10. Homer. He hit that freaking movie out the park.
Yeah, he's definitely the best character for sure.
The best character for sure. Better than Yelena, better than Winter Soldier, Bucky. Even better than Red Guardian. Even though Red Guardian had his chops, his comedic chops, that was like the only comedy thing that we saw. Well, most of it.
Yeah,
there was some.
I gotta say, like the comedy still pisses me off a little bit because it's still like that
Yeah.
cliche Marvel humor that everybody like moans and groans about.
Right.
It's just like, why would you still have this in? Like, come on, people like you know that people fucking hate the comedy in the movie. Like Deadpool and Guardians did it very well. So like some people would probably say Deadpool did it terribly, but still, like I think like the perfect comedy for a Marvel movie is either Deadpool or Guardians of the Galaxy, and have it work, you know, because the humor mostly doesn't work here. Like it works with Red Guardian sometimes, but other times it's just like, okay, take a chill pill, dude, or like take a back seat. Like, let me focus on the real stuff right now.
Yeah. It was like that. It was definitely like that. Yeah.
I didn't like how they explained Bob's depression in the Evil Zone. I thought that was pretty good. Like I don't know that much about the character itself like from the comics, but from what I could tell, like, it seemed pretty interesting.
Yeah, one thing I can say is, I didn't see this movie yet, but I'm very happy from what you guys are saying. I'm very happy that this movie is focusing a lot on like mental health and stuff, because I feel mental health and mental health awareness is really important. And it's important to take care of your mental health. And if anything, always try to, talk to your family or friends, or try to get help if you're going through mental health like issues and you're having trouble with mental health. I know everybody on this podcast here, has their own set of issues when it comes to mental health. And I'm sure like people in the chat and, other people in the community and the VC and the people in the podcast, like all have their own issues with mental health. So the fact that this movie goes into depth about mental health and how important it is and going through mental health awareness, I think that's an extremely important message that the movie is trying to do. And I say good job to the movie if it's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it is doing that, yeah.
It definitely is.
And I did like how each character like had a good reason to be there, just like how the Guardians and the Avengers were. Like, let me go from like I guess bottom to top. Yelena, she's obviously the main character in the film. She had the most like character growth and progression besides Bob, but still, I think she had the most stuff to do. She was good. Like I fucking hate her accent. I don't know if it's just me that thinks this. I fucking hate her Russian accent. It's so like obviously fake that like I think all the like it kind of reminds me of Scarlet Witch's accent from Age of Ultron. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that because it's just so obviously fake, and it kind of took me out of the movie from like her opening monologue. I'm like, okay, can you drop the accent please and just talk like at least somewhat like your sister? Like, come on, like, oh man, like there's a reason why Black Widow was like a likable character. Like, I mean, I'm not saying Yelena isn't likable, but drop the fucking accent, please. Just like, please drop it. But yeah, she was good. I liked her like origin story and backstory and like her guilt and stuff. Red Guardian, definitely the comedic part of the film, just like he was in Black Widow. I'd say he's very, very good, and I liked his relationship with Yelena, and even his relationship with Bucky at one point was funny. And I just really liked how they did his character, and I didn't expect to see him again, but I mean, it's cool that he's back, and I love me some David Harbour, so...
Yeah, same here. Yeah, Dave Harbour's great. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic.
But I gotta say, the one character that I was hoping would get more stuff to do, but didn't, is Bucky. Because he's been around longer than all of these guys have, and fun fact, him and Loki have been in all 6 phases. So I think that's pretty cool. But all he really did was, like, I didn't see Brave New World, so, like, I didn't know he was part of the Congress. So... apparently, like, he had stuff to do in the Congress, but then they dropped him because I don't know if he wasn't qualified to do it, or like they probably had to make some sort of excuse as to why he joined the Thunderbolts. But I mean, he really didn't have much to do while like Yelena and like the others were doing their own thing. Bucky was just having like a side plot with this chick that worked with Valentina, and I'm like, okay, can we get a move on with this? Like, this is getting kind of boring. Can Bucky at least do some like fucking like? Can he at least do some interesting shit? Brainwash him again for all I care. I don't care. Just have him do something. But yeah, he was good. I liked Ghost, even though she kind of didn't really do much. And John Walker, definitely a dick. But I gotta say, I really love his character. Honestly, I think he's a really fun character. Besides that,
I didn't really like him at first, but like I got it when Bob showed me his side, like his past. So let's just say but and like he kind of grows on you after a little while, like as you're watching the film, but like he just needs like a self check. Let's just say.
Yeah. He has an ego problem and all that, but honestly, after all the stuff that happened to him in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I don't entirely blame him. But at least get your shit under control, you know?
Yeah, I would say that. But other than that, like, he was alright. I feel like the whole cast, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a bad film. I really feel like, they all, it was shaky because of who they are and where they're coming from. And, like, what tasks they have going on. And then they have to, like, pivot that in order to be the heroes or the new change that they had to go be. Like, them coming to light, into understanding with what's happening, like the bigger picture of things, and realizing like who they're working for and what they're up against, is a real big evil, and then they have to go do it, or they have to go do what they have to go do. It kind of brings everything full circle. So it was definitely like a different, unique take of like of Avengers type of film, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. And the action, though not like, I don't think it's as good as Born Again, but I still think it has a very cool action scene, especially when they first meet up. That was a cool fight, and when like a certain fight at the like in the final battle was really good in the third act. But yeah, I'd say the movie was really good overall. I'd say I'd give it like maybe 7.5 out of 10.
For me, I will give this like probably like an 8.5, going probably touching 9, possibly touching 9, because of the character deliverance, the fact that David Harbour's comedic experience and his expertise with it. It is loud and unapologetic, but like it kind of like fills in a void of all the deep darkness, and all the masculinity stuff, and like and everything that comes into play with all that. And I would say like the only weak part I have about this, because like the main bad guy, which isn't really a main bad guy, he was just like a lost person who was just trying to like really find himself. I still want to go see like that big bad guy. I mean, like he technically showed that, but it wasn't necessarily something that would showcase like all of the full skills of the Thunderbolts. So I was kind of missing that factor of like the big bad guy where everyone would just like actually kick ass and actually save the day. So I was missing with that. That was a big void with me, no pun intended.
Yeah.
So big black void with me, no pun intended, I should say.
But
other than that, yeah, the message was solid enough. I would definitely watch this, especially if you're going for like the trauma and the pain, mental pain that like the characters. Oh, definitely go for. Yeah, it's definitely good. It's definitely a good watch.
Yeah, I agree, and yeah, like, do you think this is better than Born Again?
Born Again really hits the A factor on many stuff. With characters, villains, side characters, and a very big problem that everyone has to go deal with. I really feel like Born Again still is a higher bar than Thunderbolts, because Thunderbolts checks most of the boxes, just not all of them. When it comes to like the overall entertainment factor, so I would say this is like below it still. Like I think like Born Again is just. I think Born Again is just the best that Marvel has ever been. I don't really feel like Marvel is back with Born Again. I just never felt like they've ever been this good. With Born Again. Born Again is just like it's still in its own unique world.
I do agree on that. I think Born Again is one of the best Marvel projects they've ever done, and like I said last week, I fucking love it. But yeah, I think Born Again is definitely better. So
yeah, because you have to think about this. I mean, like if you're not a fan of Red Guardians, like comedic chaps, that can kind of like steal you for a little bit. But like you do understand like his character and his overall development and where it's coming from if you are caught up with the MCU. So it does fill in a lot of dark voids of like everything doesn't have to necessarily be all serious. It can be fun and games. And this is another one of those MCU films where it's like the gags they come on top at the right places. It's not just aesthetic. Kind of like with She-Hulk or anything else. Like they hit the nail where it needs to be, where the hammer has to hit. In most of the things. There's very few caveats with all this. It gets to the point. It lets you know, like who's bad. It is a little bit obvious, but not at the very beginning. It doesn't necessarily. You don't really need to go think very analytically when it comes compared to Born Again. Or compared to stuff like Born Again, it's kind of like in your face. Okay, this is about to go happen. Characters like they think of something, they have a thought about maybe this is the play with what's actually going on, and then you see like what's going on, like a meanwhile sequence where like they see like the actual bad guy doing this exactly what they're talking about. They kind of still feed you they kind of still spoon feed you, but like it's not super obvious.
Yeah, I agree.
It's obvious, but it's not super obvious. Yeah.
So to kind of deviate into the spoiler territory because we don't have too much time left. We got about like 20 minutes, but
okay.
We will dive deep into this.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get going, guys, because I don't want to get spoiled with anything. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one, dude.
Okay,
thanks for being here.
No problem. Okay, so we're in spoiler territory.
Yeah, so we are gonna go full spoilers for Thunderbolts. If you do not want to, if you don't want to get spoiled by anything, click off now. I do not care. Like I totally get it. We'll talk about spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, what did you think of Taskmaster dying?
Great.
Dude, I was so happy when I heard that.
Great. I mean, I really maybe it's the director seeing like all the comments in the fanfare, in the descriptions. It's like, okay, this is not Taskmaster.
I find it fucking hilarious that. Yeah, I find it fucking hilarious that like Taskmaster was only in like one action scene and then just gets blasted in the fucking head.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny but stupid. Oh my god. It was such a lazy death, but you know what? It's just like the Mandarin redo the fucking character, and if this is how you do it, then fucking do it this way. I don't care. It's so bad.
If this would be a whole lot better if they actually anything better than this and icing on the cake with this Taskmaster dying is if they show another Taskmaster from a different MCU or different multiverse.
That should have been one of the end credit scenes. Like somebody else takes over and it's the actual guy who's Taskmaster. That would be so funny.
Exactly what I'm saying. See, you get it. Exactly what I'm saying. If they, that's the only thing that can make this a whole lot better. But other than that, good. They killed Taskmaster. I did not like this Taskmaster at all. Like, yeah,
Good
just still have the character. Yeah, just good riddance. I mean,
she deserves nothing more than like a cool. To be fair, that was a cool fight, but she didn't make it cool. Yeah. It was John Walker and like Ghost and Elena. That's it.
Yeah, for real, straight up. Like, you know, like maybe this Taskmaster could have like helped out with the Sentry fight, but other than that, I mean, I'm just not seeing it. I really feel like Black Widow just introduce the character and kill the character at the same time. Like, just redo Taskmaster and just give us what we really want. Yeah, she ain't it. I'm sorry. I don't blame the actress. I just blame the direction with it and the roles that she had to go play. This is not Taskmaster. Get rid of it. Thank God we're not gonna miss you.
For sure.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm just, yeah, it was in the fucking opening too. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because they know, man. They know. Yeah, man.
But fun fact: the guy who plays Bob is actually Bob from Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, for real? Oh, that's why he looks so familiar.
Yeah, I found that funny because like he plays he has now two Bobs in his career.
Yeah.
So,
Oh wait. Oh, so that's why they kept mentioning Bob. Oh, okay. That's why they were doing it. That had to be the reason.
No, that's not the reason why. I just think it's because that's his actual like name in the comics. But I just find it funny that he was called Bob in Top Gun Maverick, and he's also a Bob in here.
Yeah.
So I think that's hilarious. But so the character that he becomes is Sentry. So that I gotta say he was definitely the best character. I thought,
for sure.
Like his origin story was really good. I liked how it did like his whole Dark Void thing. Like I liked that part. His power is weird, but it's like the fun kind of weird, or it's like not too like out of the ordinary and stuff, and it just seems like your average Tuesday in New York. Like ever since the fucking attack on New York in the first Avengers, it's like, fuck, here we go again with this shit. So
yeah. I would say this about Sentry. I mean, he just kicks ass so much in this film. Like, he really was that powerful. I would say like his showcase with just how powerful he really is like a really good testament of like his true abilities, and probably like the shining light of what Bob can definitely be. Even though, you know, it was really dark. It was Bob's dark side who was doing all of that crap. But seeing that, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like he's no longer the nerd at school that keeps getting bullied, or it's just like dealing with like a anti-social like depressing thing. But even though that's what the main message was with the whole entire film, and I actually like the fact that they were doing that. So just seeing him just like have like his cool moment is great. I like that. Just like it's kind of like I wouldn't say, let's say, revenge, but it is kind of like revenge, like on the emotional side of just like showing like, okay, all right, well, look, I can be badass too, and when I'm finally am that badass character, what you gonna do about it? And you can't do nothing about it. So I'm gonna flex my muscles and show you what I'm capable of, what I really am capable of. Even though it was a manipulative take, but hey, I'm here. I like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love how all the like Thunderbolts were like really trying to like kick his ass, but he didn't even move at all. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Dude, did you see it? Dude, he literally made fun of the Thunderbolts, whooped their ass in the Avengers Tower. And he did it so diligently, dog. Like, what?
Oh, bro. Yeah, I forgot to mention, what are your thoughts on Avengers Tower being owned by Valentina now?
Uh, I mean, the Avengers are no more, as the movie does imply, and it is a true factor. I still don't like it because it kind of takes like a historic piece of the MCU and its strongholds, kind of just being warped into like Valentina, Valentina's territory. Like I kind of didn't really like that, but I guess in that like it was just up for renovation and they just want to go do what they want to go do with it. So it's not really like Tony Stark's domain anymore, or like or the Avengers domain, because they're not here anymore. So um I don't know. I just feel like it was probably like incomplete. It was kind of weird. Were they trying to like auction off all of the stuff that happened in 2012 with like that like suit and tie party? So the black suit and tie party. I think they were trying to go do that.
Don't know, but I think that yeah, it does disappoint me a little bit, but it makes sense because Valentina would buy something like that. But I feel like it should have been like, okay, if No Way Home didn't exist and like we had like a fresh Norman Osborn, I feel like it should have been Oscorp Tower.
Yeah.
That's what I originally thought it was going to be, because I remember there was like a rumor for a long time it was either going to be the Baxter Building, something completely different, or like the Oscorp Tower, but it just turned out it was Valentina's like laboratory or like little lair. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little lame, but I guess it's fine. It just feels weird, especially since like that tower's been Stark Tower for years now. And he sold it in Spider-Man Homecoming, and now it's like to Valentina of all people. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like. I mean, legacy wise, I mean that tower just needs to stand on its own 2 feet with like all of the new Avengers. Like just make it for them. I mean, like what's the. I mean, I guess this like speaks volumes with like Spider-Man too, because he doesn't like really necessarily come into play in this either. But even though we all know what happened with with Spider-Man in the last film, but like I just thought that it would be like the home for like the new Captain America, like like Falcon Soldier and all that stuff, like and like Winter Soldier, like it would just be like a domain where they can show like brand new Avengers, but we technically do get that, so it's not really all that bad.
It technically is their home, right? Because didn't they at the end of the film, like, since they're like spoilers, the new Avengers?
Yeah.
Didn't they now reside in that tower?
I really feel like they did. I mean, like it will be like a good official domain. I mean, like they didn't really necessarily like save the world from Sentry, so yeah, I mean, I really do feel like it is deserving to an extent. I mean, like I said before, if they really stop Sentry on some Ventures level shit, it will be a lot more deserving. But like, Yelena had other plans, let's just say, and just went into the Dark Void and just tried to like defeat Sentry from within. So it's like I said before, I'm not gonna take away from that, because now you're talking about you're going into a deep dive with overall message of the film. Like you don't necessarily have to be born an Avenger or born with like the best criteria from your past and be fed a silver spoon each and every single step of the way in said past in order to become said Avenger. So, but like. If they just had like that big fight with Sentry and maybe like be more of a terroristic threat where like they have to like come and hone on their abilities and beat him, and if they showcase that, then it will probably be more deserving as to why they are like the new Avengers. But then again, there is no other team that's still qualified. And there's no other team that's really competing for that either. So it's like, I really feel like they got the Avengers Tower by default, just from all the events that just recently occurred.
That is true, because I do agree on that. And I wish they didn't spoil that literally all of them except Taskmaster are in Avengers Doomsday, because it kind of made Yelena's sacrifice per se a little bit like predictable. You know, I mean, I feel like the way they made it in the movie was a little like okay, she's probably gonna survive, but I feel like it would have, like, the stakes would have been a little higher if we didn't find out she was in Avengers Doomsday or any of them, because I feel like it would have made the movie a little more impactful if we didn't know any of them were returning. So yeah,
Right.
that's not really a big problem. It's just like, okay, it's a little bit weird, you know, like it takes you a little bit out, like, okay, you know, it's like Black Widow in her own movie, like, you know, she dies in Endgame, you know, anything that happens to her, she's gonna get out of, so it does feel a little weird.
Yeah, I would say that. So, but then again, it could be a setup for many other big things. I mean, like, hey, I mean, like, if we, you and me, we definitely saw what happened at the very end, very end of that movie. So, it, you know,
Yep.
it definitely sets up, as a really good setting piece. So, to see what happens, like here and out. So,
Yeah,
from
and by the way, for those who are interested, there are 2 post-credit scenes. The first one, you don't need to bother paying attention to. Like, I honestly prefer it that way, instead of having to be the very end. It just says, like, yeah, they're the new Avengers now. They're no longer called the Thunderbolts. I thought the reason was because, like, the president is named Thunderbolt Ross, and it was because he turned into Red Hulk that the name's like, okay, we probably don't need to do that. But it turns out it was, like, something else, or, like, I don't fucking know.
It was all because of Yelena's soccer team that went 0-100 and never won a freaking game. They were called the Thunderbolts, something Thunderbolts. I forgot the actual official name. And so she just went along with that name. And she told pretty much the team, yeah, we're called the Thunderbolts because it was kind of like a last minute nuanced name. Based on like her past, and like Red Guardian was kind of laughing about that. Oh, you talking about the soccer team that y'all lost every single game to? Oh wow, cute.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's.
I do
mean,
like the Thunderbolt Ross reason better, because it makes sense, because it ties up the 2 like recent movies together, which they are doing for first steps as well. But like I do like how, like, I just wish they went with that route, because I remember in one of the trailers, I think Red Guardian or somebody said, like, we're the Thunderbolts, and then one of them's like, do you really want to say that after, like, the whole president thing and all that, like, or like we probably shouldn't call ourselves that, and because the president turned into Red Hulk, so I feel like I like that one better than what they did in this movie. It just feels like, okay, that's a little fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like they should like stick with the whole Thunderbolts team, because it's like I know they're like I know they're the new Avengers, cool, but isn't the Thunderbolts like its own unique team from the comics? I mean, why not just like
Sorry.
why not just you're good. Or why not just stick with that name? And because like that's what y'all stuck with from this point, like calling yourself the new Avengers. I mean, I kind of feel like you're still trying to, like, you know, fill in, like, you know, big shoes. So that's just that's my own talk with that. I mean,
yeah, because you mentioned that Thunderbolts did have like a whole separate team. Like the Abomination was part of it, Red Hulk himself was part of it, Zemo, Deadpool. There was a lot of familiar faces on that team, so that's why I was partially complaining, like, why are these like cheap knockoffs in this fucking group? It should be Abomination and Red Hulk and all that shit, but you know, it's like, it's whatever.
You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like they should have. I mean, the whole Avengers Tower thing. I mean, cool. I just feel like. I just really feel like characters like the Winter Soldier and Hawkeye, they should like be the new Avengers. The Thunderbolts should just be like their own thing. have like their own hideout and whatnot, and just be a very good part to the MCU in its own unique sense.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like the Guardians are like they're their own thing. At least they were. And just have the Thunderbolts like be their own defenders or whatnot. Like, you know, just make their own unique team.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
but you guys wanted to hear about us talk about the second end credit scene, and yeah, it delivers. So for those who don't know, it starts off. It's supposedly the longest end credit scene ever, but it starts off with I think it was like a few months after they announced the new Avengers. Apparently, Sam Wilson is copywriting the name Avengers, and they're suing the Thunderbolts for using it. And Sam was on a long call with Sam, and he says he wasn't happy about it and all that stuff. So there's there's pretty much a clear rift between their friendships and stuff. So that whole they were basically talking about that and like how they could deal with all this, and then there was a ship that is reportedly coming from outer space. Now, some people would probably think, oh, it might be like Doctor Doom or like a big threat that's coming to, to basically take over the world. The ship flips over, and it shows the number 4. The Fantastic Four are coming.
Let's go.
So
let's fucking.
Yeah, it does spoil the end of Fantastic Four a little bit because we know they're. I mean, we knew this already, but they're practically coming to the MCU. The question is how and why. But like I said before, I think it's because Galactus destroyed their home and now they have nowhere to go but like the main universe, and maybe they got word of Doctor Doom. But yeah, the Thunderbolts are going to meet the Fantastic Four, and that's going to lead into Doomsday, so we're definitely in the end game now, so that's really cool.
Right. Let's go. So this brings me up to my point again. I really feel like them coming into like an MCU, something must have happened, and it's going to go connect the dots with what happened at the end of First Steps. So this may be what you were getting at with the fact that they can't defeat Galactus, and like they need bigger help. Who knows? I really feel like I think you got something going on with that, Joe. I think that's what's probably gonna go happen as to why they are coming here just for some extraterrestrial help. Let's just say.
Yeah, that's true.
Could be that. It could be that. I have a really good hunch that definitely could be that. But if it is just setting up for Doomsday with Doctor Doom, like, well, let's just see what they do with that. I mean, that could probably be like like another big reason as to why they'll have to come here. But the only thing I can see is if Galactus couldn't be stopped, and like they need to get like some other people on board in order to stop this world-eating threat. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but I gotta wrap up because I got like a few minutes left. But where would you rank the Thunderbolts in terms of MCU movies and like post Endgame? Where would you rank it?
Post Endgame was fantastic. With the second post-credit scene, it was great. It definitely delivered. The fact that like the whole team is here. I want to go see if Bob does become Sentry, maybe he'll have control of that power. It's kind of like in a Bruce Banner, Incredible Hulk type of sense, where he can actually like be like that badass again. I would really love to see Sentry again. That would be great.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see him again.
I think we're gonna see him again because there's gotta be a reason why Bob is such like a very unique and important piece of the Thunderbolts. For him to go return, with what they got going on in the later showing, I probably would rank this. I think everything is under Born Again, dog.
You think Born Again's the best of the best?
I think Born Again is the best of the best. Dog.
Dude, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, remember, maybe No Way Home and Endgame is probably in that same tier as Born Again. It's gotta be.
I do agree with you on that.
Everything else is under No Way Home and Endgame and Born Again, dog. I'm saying it, dog.
Dude, I 100% agree because in terms of post Endgame movies, my top 5, like Thunderbolts is number 5, Shang-Chi is 4, Guardians 3 is number 3, Deadpool and Wolverine is number 2, and then No Way Home is number 1. In terms of like if we're including shows into the mix, Born Again probably clears all of them except No Way Home. X-Men 97 again clears all of them except No Way Home, maybe. And Guardians and Deadpool are still on there, but I'd say in terms of like modern day MCU, Thunderbolts is definitely a sigh of relief. And I hope Fantastic Four and Doomsday and future other projects do the exact same.
I would say if they had the same type of maybe not the same type of energy, probably like same type of spice, good character chemistry, good I think a much better storytelling. If they had a much better storytelling than they had with Thunderbolts, like I'll definitely like say like if they do hit those checks, I would definitely say that this will surpass Thunderbolts. Other than that, I really feel like Thunderbolts I think it's under. I would say it's under Guardians Volume 3. I would say that. So
yeah,
I had a much better time with this than Brave New World for sure. Yeah, Brave New World should have been Incredible Hulk too.
It should have, yeah.
Some people say it should have been Avengers 5, but that's a stretch to me.
No, definitely not.
It should definitely been Incredible Hulk too, though. Let's just not fake the fun.
I don't even think it deserves to be an Avengers movie. Like, yeah, it should have been a Hulk number 2, but the rights issues, but whatever. But, anyways,
it's under Guardians. I would say it's under Guardians 3, probably on par of Guardians 2.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
So, that is it for the podcast. Let me switch back. There we go. All right, so that is the end of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll answer some Q&As. So Slow Wiz Poyo asks 2 questions. I'll go with the second one first. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? That's a good. You know what? Mackinac Island fudge. I like that. Maybe because I'm a Michigander, but I love that flavor. I think it's really good. Jay, what about you? Do you have a favorite ice cream flavor?
I like anything with cookies and cream. That's my favorite flavor of all time.
That's a good flavor for sure.
Yeah, cookies and cream for sure.
And he also asks, what's your favorite game? It varies for me. I would have said Helldivers if it was a month ago, but now I'm leaning more towards Batman Arkham Knight. But it could definitely change. But right now, that's probably it. What about you, Jay?
My favorite game of all time?
Yeah.
I have a long list for that. I will name my top 3. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, for sure. I think that is still the best Sonic Hedgehog video game of all time. Even topping Mania, even though I love Sonic Mania a whole lot. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is definitely up there. I would say I like Super Mario Brothers 3. That's always been like a childhood favorite of mine. Let's see. I like a lot of games, dog. Pokemon Gen 2 with Gold and Silver, and Pokemon Gen 5 with Black and White. I guess the fourth one for me, Star Fox 64, because that's what really made me love the Star Fox franchise a whole lot. And then probably number 5, I have to put in a racing game with that. I like Gran Turismo a whole lot. I really feel like it's the best racing game of all time, or at least best racing game franchise of all time. It is really truly the real driving simulator. So I will definitely I'll put that. Yeah, I would definitely have that as my top 5. But like I'm just gonna keep it the top 5 and not just extend it to like like top 10.
No, I get it.
That was, yeah.
So, yeah, that's practically it. We'll see you guys next week for episode 45, with a little bit of a hint of what's to come with episode 50. In terms of future streams, besides the podcast, we will see you guys on. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Golden Pipe Gang. It'll be at 11 p.m. EST. We'll do Horrorland from Mario Party 2. So if you guys want to stop by for that, that is the time and day. So I am definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, that's practically it. We will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for listening to this, and thank you Jay and Stefan for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys.
All right, later. Peace out, yo.